Let's set this up because not too terribly long ago, we got to giggling about a story that Danny told us on the air about a dear friend of his.
No, it wasn't a dear friend. I hate his guts to this day. We were talking about bullying.
Right.
And I didn't get bullied much, but there was an incident that involved a Mexican and a spear. And it went something like this. The worst thing that ever happened to me, and I got picked on a little bit, but not a lot, but the worst thing that ever happened to me is I got hit in the head with a spear thrown by Freddie Garcia. He was 30 yards from me and had this, it was basically a broom handle that he put feathers on it to make it look like a Native American spear. And I was just walking by, and he was by his house, and he was in his front yard with a spear, and he, yelled at me, and I turned and looked, and he threw the spear, and I turned and looked, and it hit me right between the eyes. Well, I'm like a regular Mark Twain when it comes to telling a story.
You really are, especially about your childhood.
Yeah.
Where somebody needs to transcribe that.
No, don't. So full of...
That would be good at the Super Bowl.
Of syntax errors and mumbling and stuttering.
It's all right. It's very well done, Danny. You should be proud
that
of
happened.
yourself. Yeah, it did, and it's traumatized you clearly. You still hate Freddie Garcia.
Yes. He tried to add me on Facebook about a year ago, and I declined and deleted him. Yes.
You're still mad at him.
He's trying to make nice
with
you, man.
I've heard that he's still the biggest, as big of a horse's ass as he was back then.
You need to give him a chance.
I'm surprised the son of a bitch isn't in jail.
You need to give him a chance. You're not giving him a fair shake.
Like
he hit me in the head with a spear. You don't get a do-over on that.
It's unforgivable. We found it. We have found the line. Well, anyway.
Look, I remember first grade, I hit Raymond DeShazer in the head with a brick, and he never forgave me. And I don't blame him.
Why'd you hit him with a brick?
Just see what would happen.
Have you tried to add him on Facebook?
No.
You need to find Raymond DeShazer. All these poor guys getting their name dragged up on the radio.
Maybe he's by the channel right now.
Oh, my God, that's Danny?
Give us a call.
He lived in Memphis. We were not allowed to play together anymore after I hit him with a brick.
You can see why.
Anyway.
So, look, I love that this guy did this, and this is the only station you could do this to. But, man, I feel awful because we love KERA.
I know.
Yeah, and I love this show, and you guys are jerks for doing this.
We didn't do it.
We didn't order this. This guy acted alone. This was Lee Harvey.
Yeah, but you're supporting him.
He LHO'd.
Yes, he did.
The sensitive talk show.
So they have a show on there that is some sort of self-helpy type thing?
Yeah.
No. It's not a self-helping type thing. It's just a...
Advice?
No, it's not even advice. They just talk about, the contemporary matters of the day, news issues and stuff.
But it's a talk show and it's a call-in show.
Yeah, it's called KERA Think.
Yeah, it's called Think with Chris Boyd.
All right. Oh,
who is by far the best talk show host working in the market.
The current Texas cornerback?
Sports.
It's all got to come back to college football with this one, doesn't it?
Am I wrong here? No?
That or golf or tennis or... one of these off sports that he's into.
Well, anyway, so
they're having a discussion about bullying and taking calls,
and that is the topic.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. She's got an expert or somebody who's written a book or somebody like that on with her, and they're talking about this.
Okay, boy, this is.
And this guy gets through.
Yeah, he gets through, and he decides that he's going to tell the Freddie Garcia story. I've not heard this yet, so here we go. Here is. P1, do we want to say his name?
Yeah, it's fine.
What is it?
Oh, I thought you knew.
We'll figure it out here in a minute.
I think it's either Bodie or Brody.
Here is good P1 who called KERA show Think and decided to do a ticket bid.
All right, let's go to the phones. Our number is 1-800-933-5372. First up, let's speak with Hayden in Dallas. Hi, Hayden.
Hey there. I just want to ask a question about how you see bullying between boys and how that dovetails kind of into what we're seeing with the Me Too movement. The worst thing that ever happened to me, and I got picked on a little bit, but not a lot. The worst thing that ever happened to me was I got hit in the head with a spear thrown by a kid named Freddie Garcia. He was 30 yards from me and had this, it was basically a broom handle that he put feathers on it to make it look like a Native American spear.
Wow.
And I was just walking by.
All right.
He's selling it, man. She's
And
just
he's
going there.
putting
Wow.
every element in there.
Yes.
And I love the wow.
Had you heard this before, Mike?
Yeah, I heard it last night.
Basically
Okay.
a broom handle that he put feathers on it to make it look like a Native American spear.
Wow.
And I was just walking by, and he was by his house, and I'm just walking by his house, and he was in his front yard with the spear, and he like yelled at me, and I turned and looked, and he threw the spear, and I turned and looked, and it hit me right between the eyes. And I went home, and I was crying. I was probably about 8 years old at the time. I was crying and told my mom about it, and she's like, "Well, you're getting bullied by this kid." Because other stuff had happened before, but this was kind of like the paramount thing that happened. And from that point, I was on high alert for bullying, because that was my first real experience with that being a real thing in real life. And I saw a lot of this going on between boys, but also boys with girls, and saying, "You can't do this because you're a girl," or "You're too weak," or, boys only, that kind of thing.
Well, Hayden, thank you so much for calling. I'm sorry that happened to you. Obviously, you remember the kid's first and last name, so it's stuck with you, and I'm sorry about that.
Why are you
Ellen,
laughing?
what do we know about the link between kids who bully other kids and then men who bully women?
Yeah, I don't think that they're
Okay, all right. So
They're exhausted by his story.
I know. Is this
Yeah.
author who's sitting there having to fight through the Freddie Garcia spear story? Okay.
Yeah. God, I don't know where to begin.
And men who bully women.
I love the fact that the host is snickering as she's being empathetic.
Yeah, she was.
She's kind of like, well, it sucks that happened, man. It must have been really traumatic that you remembered his first and last name, but well.
Let's go to our author here.
Boys, but also boys with girls, and saying, "You can't do this because you're a girl," or "You're too weak," or, boys only, that kind of thing.
Well, Hayden, thank you so much for calling. I'm sorry that happened to you. Obviously, you remember the kid's first and last name, so it's stuck with you, and I'm sorry about that.
You're not. You're laughing.
You're laughing. You're totally laughing.
Ellen, what do we know about the link between kids
Listen to
who
Ellen.
bully other kids and then men who bully women?
Yeah, I don't think that to my knowledge, there are.
I fell asleep for a minute during the spear story.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't think that there, to my knowledge, there are any studies that say, if you're a bully as a little boy, you are more likely to grow up to be a bully as an adult. Although we do have a study that says, if you buy into a particular definition of masculinity, meaning if you are a guy who really believes there is one way to be a man, and that way is to be strong and tough and be a loner, be independent, be stoic, be aggressive at every instance, then you are then more likely to engage in behaviors that put yourself or others at risk.
All right, let's go to
Like throwing a spear and hitting me in the head.
Right.
God, I wish he would have somehow segued into my pig on the end of that.
No, he did plenty. He did absolutely enough.
I love this guy, though. I want him to call in and talk about the time his dad made him box his friend in his front yard. And how traumatic that was.
I don't have his name. I just have the email that was forwarded
Hayden?
from. Is it Hayden?
I guess.
Okay.
That's his air name anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well done, Hayden. Well done, my friend. It's good stuff.
Can he be the hardline person of the day?
Yes, he's the hardline person of the weekend.
And you know what he gets? A spear.